Here we go at the lovely studios of WSAN Radio, located at 502 Montana on the corner of Hackberry. We are in this black museum here. It's called the William Historical National Museum. We do a lot of our interviews and guest appearance right here in this spot where I'm sitting at. If you want to see more of our guests and see our past interviews, go to our YouTube channel. That's WSAN Radio SA. And once you go to that channel, you be going down rabbit holes. You want to see what did he say here, what happened there. So we're here for you. This is your platform, San Antonio. So come on board, come on down, and join the train ride, and come listen to WSAN Radio, San Antonio, Texas. Downtown East. Trying to figure out what's going on. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, I heard so much about you. This is Keenyah. And Monique told me about you.
Oh, yes.
I had her on the show a few weeks ago. He said, Ron, this girl went back home to make some more cupcakes and came back. They were, where did she go? She rushed home. I said, that's a dedicated person right there. So what got you started on baking? Is it just baking, or do you make greens and fish and all that stuff?
I've always loved to cook, but baking really became like a passion for me back in 2020 when I started my business. But I can do fried chicken, I can do catfish, I really like the culinary world.
So with you doing that, what started off you as a little kid? Well, you're still young, 16 years old, right?
Yes, sir.
See now, 16 years, and here you are, where people fail to get 35 and 40 because they're too busy want to know what I'm gonna do in life. But you already know what you want to do in life. So when you started off, did you start off in the kitchen with your mom?
Yes, sir. I always saw my mom cooking and my grandma, so that really inspired me, and I just like to help them. So eventually it grew into something more, but that's where it started.
So when you start baking on your own, when did they trust you to go in the kitchen by yourself?
By myself, when I was pretty young, actually, like 11 or 12, I was helping with dinner and everything. But when I started baking, I remember this one time, it was at, we were watching football because it was the Super Bowl, and I wanted to bake a cake. It was my first cake. It wasn't the best, but they trusted me. It tasted good, just the presentation didn't look great. But that was one of the first times I remember.
Lopsided or?
I tried to make it look like a football, but I didn't know what I was doing. So it was just kind of like brown frosting with some white lines. But yeah.
Well, you learned from that, right?
So
with you doing that, so is that when you discover a knack that you have for baking?
Yes, yeah. I really love decorating things because I'm not an artist, but I like because it's edible art. So it's two of my passions that combined into one. And then I started going to classes for it, and they really saw that I was like serious about it. So we really started focusing more on that.
So when did your mom knew you were serious about it? Did you tell her this is what I want to do?
Well, I always had, like, my mind runs like 100 miles an hour. So I knew I wanted a business. I knew I wanted to do something with food, but I just didn't know what. So one time it was a food truck, one time it was a restaurant. But when I started having sweets and everything, and I was like, oh, this is good. And everybody likes sweets. There's cookies, brownies, cakes. That's when it really got serious. And that's when I decided to tell my parents, I really think I want to open up a bakery and stuff like that.
And what was the reaction from your parents?
They were very supportive because our whole family dynamic is business minded and financial freedom and not having to work for people when you're older. So they were very supportive about it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that because I like to be, I worked in the field, satellite dishing and stuff, like 35 years being a supervisor. And I got burnt. I got tired of it. And I was doing the radio station. So when I retired, I decided to do this full time. And I don't call it work because I enjoy what I'm doing. And just like what you're doing, I'm pretty sure you don't call it work. See, the best thing about your business is you see the beginning and the end and then you see the reactions on people's faces.
Mhm.
And that's got to be rewarding to see that. It isn't like you have to wait 2 or 3 weeks until you get comments. It's instantly right there.
Yes, sir.
And how does that feel? It's like, oh, child, this is good.
It feels amazing. It feels really good because I work really hard for it. So
Mhm. So, I heard about your cupcakes. So tell me the story with Monique when you had to go back home and bake some more, because she was trying to say it. She was telling me, but I want to hear it straight from you. What happened? Did you not, well, you didn't bake enough because you went back home. So what was it? How do you know how much to bake?
So for that, we were at a college graduate event. So it was for my sister and I was a vendor there. So it was kind of my first pop-up experience. So I didn't know like what to bring. I was just like testing the waters, but everybody liked the cupcakes and I lived kind of close. So I was just like, if I'm selling out, like, let me just go home, bake more. So I did kind of underestimate like how much I would need, but it was my first one. So
It probably underestimated people's taste buds,
mm,
because they sort of like that. You went
yeah,
back for more. So what is your favorite cupcake?
my favorite has to be the peach cobbler cupcake.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Now tell me what goes into that. I'm curious now.
So it was for a competition for FCCLA at my school. And basically we had to make a cupcake recipe and everything. So I made that recipe and I presented it to the judges. I won first place at regionals. And then I also competed in state. But basically it's a cupcake with peaches baked in and it has peach cobbler filling topped with a vanilla buttercream and a brown sugar crumble garnished with a peach.
Ooh. So when you come up with something new, I know your parents can't wait to taste test,
Yes,
right? You don't have a
yes.
problem with nobody taste test,
No.
that they're right there.
Hmm.
I say, when you're in there baking, you don't have to say, does mom get in the way?
No, no. They wait till after. And it's kind of most of the time it's really funny because I like to get pictures and everything. So I have to wait till it cools and I have to go through all my steps, but they just want it now, now, now. But they wait till after and I give them they taste test afterwards.
And do they give you their honest opinion?
Yes.
Was there
Yes.
anything that was a yuck
There
to
were
them?
there were these like when I first started baking, I can't really call them cupcakes because they were more like muffins with a glaze, but they weren't the best. So that was one of the only times.
Did they tell you the truth about it?
Yes, yes, they did.
Okay, well, that's good. Not sugarcoating anything.
Yes.
So, are you going to be a sophomore or junior?
I'm gonna be a junior
Going
this
to
year.
be a junior.
Mhm.
And what are your plans after school?
Well, I know I definitely want to go to college for business and culinary. I'm still trying to decide which one's going to be my major, which one's going to be my minor. I definitely want to go to an HBCU. So it's looking like Morgan State would probably be great. I'm I wanted to go to Howard, but they don't have a culinary program.
Okay.
So probably Morgan State or maybe St. Philip's since it's here and everything.
Yes, yes. That's I got a big thumbs up over here.
Yes.
So, and that's one of the hardest things for you to decide on which one you're gonna go to and stuff. And I know that's okay. I gotta ask this question. With you deciding what college you want to go to, do they offer scholarships in culinary?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, I gotta check on that because they got a little while. My daughter went to Incarnate Word and they had a fashion design scholarship. I said, what? Fashion design?
Yeah.
And they got a little bit of everything, but she's saying she wanted to go on to do that. Then she turned around and changed it to business.
Mm.
And that was probably one of her best moves. So now she's working at HEB in the corporate office,
Oh.
making orders for all the stores in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So she switched through mainstream and went towards business.
Mm.
But she still has that. She want to fall back on that.
Yeah.
And so what you were saying then, that business, I would suggest business be real good for you.
Mm-hmm.
You got the business savvy of it. You're doing your own thing right now at 16. Like there's people out there that would kill to be where you at right now. You know, and you're only 16 where you at. You have nothing but up going on for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So are you going to any schools or anything here, like culinary schools here in San Antonio?
I was at this one school that they basically taught me like all the business aspects of it. It was called Cakes Couture. So I did a course there, and then right now I'm not in any programs, but I'm in my culinary program at school. But as of outside of school, I'm just doing the cakes and everything.
And speaking about schools, you think y'all could go in there and start cooking lunch for a student? Because when I was going, lunch was ooh.
Well, I actually, through our culinary program, we have this competition. So basically, all the culinary classes we were divided up into groups. So I had a group of 4 with me and my friends. And we basically made this Cajun chicken pasta. And the winner got to have their dish featured on the district menu for a little bit of last year, but all of this year. And my group won with the Cajun chicken pasta. So now ours is on the menu for the district.
Wow. And so that menu is not every day. I figured you
No.
days that
Yes.
it's on. Is it for all the schools? Just
For the SCUC district.
okay. Okay. And how many schools is that?
I'm not sure. I know we have 2 high schools, maybe like 3 middle schools, maybe 3 elementary.
Okay.
So
you be featured when you cook that, be for all the schools?
yes.
Ooh.
So we just give the cafeteria ladies the recipe since we won, and then they really
Do you go over there and taste to make sure they don't mess it up?
I mean, when they served it at my school, it tasted really good. So hopefully it's the same standard at other schools.
All right. Well, I had to ask that question because some people like to put their foot in another. Oh no, well, I don't want that. I'm gonna put that in there and just botch your recipe all together. And say they won. Did you taste that food? You know how that goes, right?
Yes.
So that's good because when I was coming up, we look forward to Fridays. And these ladies could cook some fish. It wasn't that little box fish you get. They will actually have fish there frying it with greens and corn. Well, I couldn't wait for Fridays at school and all that. So, but now the kids tell me nowadays, food is not all that good.
I mean, they try their best. That's what I'm gonna say. I mean, our school added a salad bar towards the end of the year with fresh fruits and fresh salads. So I mostly stuck to that, but they try their best.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna ask you this question because I got on my grandson about it too. I told him, you don't need a girlfriend. You need to concentrate on your school. So mom was smiling. I said, my own opinion is I know everybody's young, they want a boyfriend and a girlfriend. You got any boyfriends?
No.
Okay. I just gotta ask because there's nothing wrong with it as long as they don't take you away from what you're doing.
Yes.
Most time they want to focus on them when you focus somewhere else. And I'm a firm believer, your focus ought to be on your business, get that all built up, doing what you're doing. And then if you want to date somebody, once you're successful, you can.
Yeah.
But I'm not telling you what to do. This is just my opinion.
I agree.
So one thing I want to ask you, why did you start doing your business during the pandemic?
Well, I was already sitting home, their life was on hold. So I'm like, if I'm gonna talk about a business and make all these plans, I might as well start now. So that was the perfect time to start, and it blossomed into something that grew into Keenyah's Confections.
Did it blossom fast for you?
I wouldn't say fast because it definitely took a lot of product testing, knowing which recipes work, knowing what buttercream consistencies would work. So it wasn't fast, but it was at a pace that I could handle. That's what I say. Yes.
Oh, wow. So you turned around, started in the pandemic. And so are you doing any catering right now?
Right now, I mean, I do weddings and birthday parties, but as for catering, no, sir.
Okay, so you do wedding cakes. Wow. How many have you done?
I think I've done 4 now. 4.
Okay, 4 wedding cakes. Okay, good.
Yes.
See, I'm gonna tell you, when I met them at the door, they came with nothing in their hands. I said, "What? I'm not getting
Sorry.
anything."
I got you next time. I got you next
I
time.
was just messing with her though. I had a chef that came in. She said, "What? You bragging about your products and you didn't bring me anything?" I mess with people, but the chef called me up on a couple of days later and said, "Ron, why don't you come on by the house? I got something for you." And she gave me some food and it was good.
Yes,
So
sir.
now I can talk about how good it is, but I'm gonna talk about how good your food is without tasting it. If you gotta go back home and bake something, it's
Yes.
gotta be something in there that's good.
Yes. Thank you.
So how can people get a hold of you?
Well, you can call me at 210-570-6780 or email me at keenyasconfections@gmail.com. And my Instagram and Facebook are Keenyah's Confections.
Oh, you got all that going. So
Yes,
who
sir.
who does all your marketing?
I do.
Oh, one woman show, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
And now, so what are you using to market? What tools are you using to market with?
Instagram, Facebook,
Okay.
like that.
You make
CapCut.
you make your own flyers and all that
Yes,
stuff?
sir. Yeah.
What program you use for your flyers?
Canva.
It's the same one I use.
Yeah.
Somebody turn it on to me and I feel like I know what I'm doing now. It's
Mhm.
so easy to do and everything and it got templates for you. Sometimes I take all the way and put my own in there.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes that look too cartoonish,
Mhm.
and I take it out, put my own in there, but it all works out fine. So
Yes,
you
sir.
do all that, and we got to get you. You have a website yet?
No, sir, but we're working on it.
You're working on one.
Yes.
All right. If I know a guy who does websites,
Mhm.
he done mine,
Oh,
and he's very reasonable. I'm talking about very reasonable, and he's real good at it and what he does. And okay, I'm gonna say his name. Glenn Brooks.
okay.
He does websites and does a great job. When I met him, he said he seen my website. He said, shook his head. I said, "What's wrong?" "It's all right, but let me do something for you." And he
Okay.
did it, and I get nothing but kudos for the website.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So if you're looking for one, if you don't have one, I
Definitely.
got that
Definitely.
person in mind
Yes.
for you.
Yes, sir.
So going in the future, once you go to college and you get out, I know this is a little hard for you to answer this question now. Do you want to see yourself as a baker in a brick and mortar in your own building and stuff? Is that what you see?
I would definitely want a restaurant. I know I'll have sweets in it, but I think the restaurant would mostly focus on cooking and everything. But I definitely want a restaurant. Yes.
Oh, so let's get on the cooking aspect of it since you brought that up several times. So what do you like to cook?
Everything. Pasta. Pasta is definitely my favorite though.
Okay.
I can make a really good pesto chicken sandwich, steak sandwiches, everything.
Oh, do you do greens?
Yes. They're not me personally, they're not my favorite, but I do make them from time to time.
Well, that's my favorite. Because I go to restaurants, I order the greens, and I'm a firm believer. Oh no, take this back.
Mm.
I'm a firm believer in good greens anywhere.
Yes.
If it's a soul food restaurant anywhere, they have to have good greens and cornbread.
Okay.
That's just my opinion what they gotta have. But y'all not listening to me, so I haven't visited your place yet, but I will somewhere down the line. So going forward, if you want to open up a restaurant, do you foresee in San Antonio or you want to venture out outside the state or outside the city?
I mean, San Antonio will always be home, but I think I do want to venture out maybe because I just went to Las Vegas and I loved like all the food in Las Vegas. It's really like a food city, or maybe New York, but definitely when I get a couple of restaurants, San Antonio will be in the market.
Did y'all hear this? She didn't say one, she said a couple of restaurants. I love your attitude towards your business. You
Thank
already
you.
seeing things that you want to do. And Las Vegas is good for food.
Mm.
We go out there and I don't gamble.
Okay.
I gamble on looking, getting the food and stuff because it's some nice restaurants out there.
Yes, sir.
Very nice restaurants. And you got chefs that came there and opened up a restaurant there that I don't want to say they couldn't make it in New York, Chicago, LA, they decided to go to Vegas because they found out that's where everybody go.
Yeah.
And everybody's there from all over the country, from all walks of
Mhm.
life. So, all right, last question. I'm not gonna make it that tough. With school coming in right now, with all that going on, how will you consider yourself? Some people say when they talk to me that I'm arrogant, but I don't see that. I see that I'm confident. So when you go back to school, are you that person when you walk into a room, it lights up?
I mean, I definitely try to be. I would say I am very confident, especially at school, because school is also a market for my business. I
Mhm.
sell brownies and cupcakes and banana puddings at school.
Oh,
So, yes, so I definitely try to be that.
Mom, she just hit a nerve. Banana pudding.
Oh,
She just hit a
yes.
nerve. Oh,
Yes.
God. My wife don't like banana pudding. She don't like bananas. So that's why I don't make it at the house. When I go out places, I say you got banana pudding and I get it that way. But that is my weak spot is banana pudding.
I definitely have to make you some banana pudding.
I grew up on it and something about, and brownies, there's nothing no better than having brownies with a glass of milk.
Mhm. Yes, sir.
You're gonna be my best friend. I like all that. Well, Keenyah, we appreciate you stopping by the office today. And like I said, we're here at this Black Museum here. And Mr. Williams over here, I'm gonna introduce you to him once we're finished right here. And I tell you what, they do events here. So maybe we'll get you in here to do some sweets with
Yes, sir.
cater here. And we like doing things for Black business, and that's the whole idea for everybody to know. Because I didn't know about you until Monique told me about you, and now there's 1,000 people out there who know about you until now. So that's you keep on doing what you're doing. I see bright
Thank
things
you.
for you
Thank
and
you.
everything, and I stay out of trouble.
Oh,
Did she get in
definitely.
trouble?
No.
Okay, I'm just checking. If y'all see, I'm looking over here. Mom's sitting right over here to me, to my right, and everything. So, but thank you for coming on board.
Thank you so
And
much.
we love it. You keep on doing what you're doing.
Yes,
And we welcome everybody who listened to our guest today. And we appreciate you chiming in and let us know what's going on. If you have anything you want to talk about, please hit us up at 210-461-8034. Or hit us up on our website, wsanradio.com, and we will be glad to have you come on board and be one of our guests. Thank you.